Hey guys, happy daylight savings time. I'm just jumping on a little bit early so that everybody can get some notifications before we get started. So I'm just gonna wait here a couple of seconds and wait for everyone to jump on, and then I will get into it. Look how bare my house looks. We are in the process of moving cross country, and then my plants are soaking up the sunshine. So a little bit about how this video is gonna go. I'm gonna do an intro and kind of like my story in case, I think most of you kind of know my story, but just a little basics. And then I'm gonna address, is Beachbody a pyramid scheme? I'm gonna address who makes a good coach, and if you're worried about being a salesperson or like a skeezy salesperson, I'm gonna address that as well. And then I'm gonna go over just the compensation plan basics, and then I'll open it up to any questions. And I am open to any questions, and I will answer anything at the end, and then I'll let you guys go because I want to honor your time. And I know everybody's busy on Sunday nights, kind of getting ready for the week. So I'll just jump right into a little bit about my story. As I'm sure you guys know, about 3 years ago, I lost my dad to cancer. And before that, my weight gain had started well before that. I was never small. But then, college hit, and I was drinking and not eating great. So I gained probably like 15 pounds there. And then I moved to Texas with my now husband, and we didn't eat the greatest, and we were partying and drinking and not working out, not taking care of ourselves. So over that whole course, and then my dad was in and out of the hospital, and hospital food's not the greatest, and I certainly chose comfort food, and packed on another 20 pounds. And so come about May 3 years ago, I was sitting over 220 pounds, and I was tired. I was on the verge of needing high blood pressure medication. I had a whole bunch of things that I was like on the verge of needing medications for when I went to the doctor, and that was really scary. And so I decided late at night, I ordered T25 off the infomercial, FYI. I didn't have a coach to begin with. I was randomly assigned a coach, and thankfully she's really awesome. So I had a little bit of guidance there. But I ordered T25 off the infomercial, and then I ordered Shakeology later, so I did not get any deals, and just started my journey. And over the course of about 6 months, I lost 60 pounds. And that's about the weight loss story. But through that, through T25 and through the programs, it really helped me deal with my grief and emotions, and just general, like how to deal with life. Some things that I just didn't ever really work on before. So a couple months into my journey, people started to ask me like, oh my gosh, you look so great. What are you doing? So I would tell people, and I eventually asked my coach about coaching, and she explained everything to me. I had all these same questions. I had the questions of, is it a pyramid scheme? I will tell you up front right now, I am the biggest skeptic. I hated network marketing. I had the grossest taste in my mouth. I always felt pressured to buy something, and I never had any good experiences with network marketing up until that point. And so I was really nervous about getting into something that I had previously had poor experiences with. And so I was the person who was like drilling her with questions. I'm like, can you actually make money about this? I'm pretty sure it's a pyramid scheme. Just like I went over everything, right? So after I gained more information and I researched a bunch, I realized those were not the things that it actually was, and I became a coach. And so I've been a coach for about 2 years now, and in that time I've just gained a lot of knowledge. I've stuck to my journey. I haven't gained any of my weight back, and I certainly attribute, I would say, about 70% of that to being a coach, because I have to lead by example, and I can't help somebody do something if I'm binging on stuff over here in secret. So, it's kind of, well, you don't have to be at your goal weight. I certainly am not. You don't have to be perfect. It certainly holds you to just like a little bit higher level of accountability. And then I've also been able to make an income, and, we're moving from Texas to Minnesota. My husband has his own business here in Texas, which he is leaving. And, that's scary. It's scary to think that his income stream from his business is no longer going to be there. So we have been able to take a little bit of that pressure off because of my income with Beachbody. So that's been really exciting. So anyways, I don't want to bore you with any more of my life details. You don't need to hear about my life anymore. But I made notes because if you know anything about me and my live videos, I'm all over the place. So I really do want to respect your time. So I'm going to stick to my schedule here. But the main thing I want to get across to you guys about my journey in Beachbody is all it's done for me is create freedom. It created freedom from my weight, freedom from my excuses, freedom to love myself and really learn to be the person that I wanted to be, and freedom from my finances. Now, I'm not like 100% free, but I'm certainly on my way, and I'm certainly a lot closer than I was a couple of years ago, and I see, the light at the end of the tunnel and the potential that I never saw in corporate America. So that's what it's about. It's about freedom. Whatever freedom looks like for you, that's, really Beachbody can be tailored to anything. And so I'm going to jump right into, is it a pyramid scheme? Because that was like one of my main questions. So I'm just going to get that out of the way before we get into who makes a good coach, coach compensation plan, and all that stuff. So, first off, when anybody asks me if it's a pyramid scheme, I try to ask, like, what do you mean by that? Because I know for me, like, I just spewed out the words pyramid scheme. Like, I didn't really actually know what I meant. I just meant it was something like shady in my head that I had heard someone say before. So I didn't really like know what any of that was, right? So most people's idea of a pyramid scheme is different. And most people's idea of pyramid schemes comes from the 80s when there actually was pyramid schemes, or, their family has said something about someone who did something on selling something online or whatever. So number one, a pyramid scheme is illegal by the federal government, and they are highly regulated. And even network marketing companies now are highly regulated. And there have been other, not Beachbody, but other fitness companies and other network marketing companies in the recent, days months, years, that have gotten fined. So it's heavily regulated. And essentially, the definition of a pyramid scheme is that people at the top make all the money, and you only make money by signing people up, and there's no transfer of product. So essentially, there's like some fake product or some really bad product, and you don't really make any commissions. You don't really make any money that way. You only make money by getting more people to sign up. And I can tell you right now that that is not Beachbody. And we'll go into, when I talk about the compensation plan, I'll go into that a little bit more. But you will only make money in Beachbody, one off of commissions, and two if people are successful. If you watching this right now were to sign up as a coach today, I would make $0 off of that, because it's not about getting as many people in as possible. It's about quality people and helping people. And you are successful and I am successful when the people that I'm helping are successful as well. So that is that. And let me kind of explain to you about why Beachbody went the network marketing route as well. So that might kind of calm a little bit of the pyramid scheme. It was not about making money, actually. So Beachbody, way back in the day when Insanity and P90X first came out, they were on TV infomercials. That's actually Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody. He started out with 8-minute abs, I believe, not associated with Beachbody. That's infomercials was where he got his start. They saw the success in that, came out with Insanity and P90X and hip hop abs and those kind of things, and they were sold strictly on infomercials. There was no network marketing portion to the company. When the company had their website, and they had like message boards and forums and stuff like that. And what they saw was people who were talking back and forth on the message boards, supporting each other, were the ones actually finishing the products. So what they were seeing happen was people would buy these off an infomercial, it would sit on their counter or their shelf in their house, and it would never get used and they would never have results. And that's not the goal of these programs. These trainers didn't create these programs to just like make money. They really wanted to impact people's lives. So they saw that, people talking to people, really helped make the process easier and made people more accountable and more successful in the end. So what they did is they looked at a bunch of different opportunities and ways to kind of create a accountability and a success system so that people were actually using the products that they were purchasing. And when that happened, enter network marketing portion of Beachbody, which is called Team Beachbody. And so essentially, and this is going to lead right into kind of coaching, but essentially what a coach does is we're success partners. And it is proven through Beachbody's tons of studies out there that people who are accountable to somebody else besides themselves will be more successful in the end. And so to do that, they created the opportunity that coaches can actually make money while helping each other and other people get success with the program. So it was not initially monetarily motivated. So that's that. If you have any more questions about pyramid schemes or I did not answer them, you can just comment below and I will answer all of them on the Q&A section at the end, or you can private message me and I'd be happy to answer them then as well. So let me see on my little notes here. Okay, so let's jump into what makes a great coach. So I think the term coach is misconstrued and somewhat intimidating. It's even intimidating to me. Like I am not, when I started, I was not like a certified trainer or anything like that. I didn't know really anything about nutrition. And so that was a really intimidating term for me to use. But I think people think you have to have like your six-pack abs and you have to be like a personal trainer and you have to have a master's in nutrition and you have to, be perfect. And it's actually the exact opposite. So the cool thing about Beachbody is that Beachbody has trainers, they have certified nutritionists, they have all of the experts, and they design the programs and they have forums and they have support so that you don't have to be that person. All you do is share what has worked for you. And so, moving on. And so Beachbody does all of that for you and we don't have to worry about it, which took a huge load off of my shoulders that I just was concerned that I would have to know all the answers and you don't. And actually the most vulnerable people in Beachbody are typically the most successful because people aren't attracted to perfection. That is just unattainable. And if I saw somebody who was perfect, I would be like, I could never do what they do. I could never be perfect. Instead, you put out, because nobody's perfect, you put out your truth and people are attracted to your truth. And I never want to make anyone feel like they couldn't do the program. So I try to make sure that people know there's modifiers and there's other ways to do things so that anyone can do it, because at 220 plus pounds, I certainly wasn't going to look at somebody who was doing insanity and eating all vegetables and I'd be like, I would have never done it because that's crazy. That wasn't me. And so luckily I took the leap and I learned along the way. But what we have to do as coaches is lead by example. So you help people based on your own experiences. And sometimes I end up referring people, I'm like, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not a medical professional. You might want to check with your doctor on that. But I can lead 90% of the time by my own examples and by my own experiences. Also, you just have to be supportive. Like, support people. And that's what, when people find success, if you ask anybody who has had success, I can guarantee you almost 99% of the time, they're not going to be like, oh, I did it on my own. Yeah. So nobody ever helped me and I'm super successful all by myself. That's not typically how that happens. So just be supportive, and then also give them either what you had or what you wish you had. So like I said, I didn't sign up with a coach initially. And so before I got plugged into that support, I so wish I would have had some of those tools that we provide in our groups that help people get started on the right track. And we're there and we're motivating and we're there every step of the way. So you just have to kind of twist your thinking just a little bit, and instead of, just sitting back and doing, your own thing, you just put it out there and you be supportive and you help other people. You guys, it's so simple when it comes down to it that, there's no other way for me to explain that. It's just so simple. It's just people helping people, and it's really kind of cool. So the other thing that I love about this business and what makes a really good coach is it starts with you, with me, with anybody who joins. So that's been the best thing for me personally, because every other time I had lost weight, I would lose like 20 pounds and then I would gain it right back. And I would lose 20 pounds or 10 pounds and I'd gain it right back. But because I was a coach and I had my group of people and my group of girls and people who were looking to me for accountability, that in turn made me more accountable to myself. So I wanted to be the best me that I could be for my challengers and for my team. So it starts with you. And there were more days in the beginning when I was dealing with my grief, when I was dealing with my own weight loss and all of those kind of things, and I didn't really know how to deal with them myself. So Beachbody recommends that you do personal development and you follow the programs. And I did those two things, and then I'm able to turn what looks like to me a huge mess, I just have this mess of stuff, into a message and help people along the way. I can't tell you how many people have messaged me and said, oh my gosh, your video about grief just really hit home for me and was so inspiring, and you helped me with whatever they're going through. Or your recipe on, healthy brownies, my family loved. Thank you so much. Those kind of things. It starts with me and then me sharing, and then those people you get to impact other people. But it starts with you. So it has held me so much more accountable. I haven't gained the weight back, and that's been really amazing. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think that's all for that part. So my main point of that is chances are that you've probably struggled with something, or maybe you're currently struggling with something, and by far the chances are that you are not alone. So I certainly know that I'm not the only person in the world who has lost a parent or a dad. And so me just sharing that and sharing my experiences with that and sharing what has helped me on days that maybe were really hard, then impacts people. And it also, it's scary to be vulnerable, but it is so good for yourself and for other people, and also for your business. So you have to just show people you. And like I said, share your truth, and people follow truth. People are attracted to truth. And if you're just being you, and that's all I'm doing is on my Facebook page, if you go look, like everything I post is stuff I do. It is not anything special. I am no more special or talented or anything than you. You are just as talented and capable as I am, or as the top coach in Beachbody, or as a brand new coach. It doesn't matter where you are. We're all the same, and we're all on this journey together. So it leads me right into my next point of, I'm not a salesperson and I hate selling. Is Beachbody coaching something I can do? Yes, because I hate coaching, or I hate selling. I love coaching. So if we went back to the first part of this video about me being super skeptical, I hate network marketing, sales. Brittany, yes, sales are so gross. It's it's creepy. Like, think about it. Think when you went into a store, the first thing that comes to my mind is the first time I ever went to buy a car, and I went to the dealership and I felt so pressured and so uncomfortable, and it was awful. And you run so far away from those kind of people, right? So the last thing I would recommend you do is sign up as a Beachbody coach and start being that pressure salesperson, because that's just gross and nobody wants to be that person. So instead, what I'm doing is I am sharing my journey, sharing what's worked for me, and helping people along the way. And I'm simply putting out the invite. Or I personally message people if there's somebody who pops into my head, or somebody who's messaged me before and I hadn't heard from them in a while. I just say something like, hey, I started doing these challenge groups and I lost 60 pounds. I was thinking about the last conversation we had, and I was wondering if that was something you might be interested in. It's so simple, and nobody's going to be offended by that. I don't think I've had anybody in 2+ years be offended by that. They'll either say no, and they say no, and that's okay. And some people will say yes, and that's great. And then those people are your people. So again, share your experiences, share your truth, and just invite people to join you, because honestly, I feel so good that I feel like it is a crime if I saw somebody struggling, or somebody messaged me and they said they're struggling, for me to not say, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but this is what worked for me. Would you like more information on it? Like, it's really, really, really simple in that that is the simplest way I can put it. So obviously, there are other coaches out there who run their business differently, or other network marketing companies who run their businesses differently. But on our team here on this page, I do not encourage spam selling or mass messaging people with the same script. And you can tell I've gotten them plenty of times, and I'm like, oh, that looks like the same thing. Thanks so much for the invite, but no thanks, and it's much more well received when you actually care about the person on the other end, and when you truly are inviting them and sharing with them something that's worked for you. And then you don't really have to feel like you're sharing something or selling something. Like, I went to a restaurant the other day. I went into my boss's office the next day and I was like, hey, this restaurant was so good. You need to go there with your wife. Like, that's not selling. I didn't sell the restaurant. I just recommended. The only difference there is I didn't make any money when he went to that restaurant, and with Beachbody, I do. So, that's that. All right, so now to the cliche topic of money. And, realistically, compensation plans and everything, I don't know why it's so why people get so whatever about money. But the first thing I'm going to tell you, first, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It is all based upon each coach's level of diligence and effort put into the business. So, if you just think you're going to sign up as a Beachbody coach and make $1 million tomorrow, just don't sign up. I'm not trying to be mean or rude, but it's not a get rich quick scheme, you guys. This is not a pyramid scheme, which that's what they pushed. This is a true business. And, if you think you're just going to sign up and make a bunch of money, there is the opportunity to make money and the opportunity to create residual income and wealth. But if you think it's going to happen tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., it's just not. So, I'm glad that's out of the way. Let me go to my notes. Sorry. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, so most of us are here in this business, or have some questions about Beachbody coaching, or wherever you're here, it's probably partially motivated by income, and that's okay. That's okay. I just want to get that out there, that making money is okay, and wanting to make money is a good thing. We want to be self-sufficient and make money. That's why people go to work every day. That's why people work really hard to get raises and promotions. It's okay to have income goals, and it's okay to want a life of freedom, or a life different than what you have right now, or to create a secondary stream of income, to pay off debt, or whatever it is, whatever your goal is that's important to you, that's a good thing. And I'm glad you're here to kind of figure out more about this. So I'm going to share some key things about the compensation plan. I'm not going to share everything. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of where you can be as a new coach, where you could be kind of as a mid-level coach, and then what the long-term potential is as a coach. And if you have any more questions about the compensation plan that I am not covering, post in the comments and I will answer it at the end, or send me a message and I can go into it a little more detail. But I want to respect everybody's Sunday time since it's already 7:25, and I'm going to cover all three of those areas because I think that kind of hits home for most people in one of those areas. So let's start with the initial enrollment cost is $40. So it's $39.95. And so if you want to enroll as a coach, it's $39.95. Now, there's two caveats to that. If when you sign up as a coach, you would like to purchase a challenge pack, which is a program and Shakeology, they will waive that $40 fee. So essentially you're only paying for the program and your Shakeology. Or if you are currently a customer and you purchased Shakeology in the past or a challenge pack in the past, you can pay the $39.95 upfront, and then we will just submit the super short form for reimbursement and they'll pay you back for that. So that's the initial cost. The ongoing cost, the only ongoing cost, you don't have to hold any inventory at your house. Literally the only inventory I have here is my Shakeology, Eddie's Shakeology, and my ridiculous amount of pre-workout Energize because I live off of that stuff. So, and my programs, that's all I have here. I don't have anybody else's programs or anything like that. So when you get something in the mail from Beachbody, it is from Beachbody, it is not from my house. So the only ongoing cost is $15.95 monthly business fee. And that covers everything that like a regular company hates. So processing orders, shipping, returns, questions about returns, accounting, bookkeeping. You get two Beachbody websites included with that fee that you don't pay for hosting, you don't have to design, you literally go in there and you put in your information and there you go, you have your own website. Payments, I don't deal with any credit cards, you don't pay me for anything, I don't have to worry about PCI compliance and federal guidelines. The $15.95 covers all of that. So it's so small, you know, in the grand scheme of things that previously to becoming a coach, I bought Shakeology every month for full retail price. Even with the $15.95 fee, I still am saving $16, like in some change, $16. So literally selling nothing and signing up as a coach, I was still saving $16 a month. So you can be just a discount coach. If you just want a discount, that's totally fine too. You don't have to want to build a business. But let's get into making money. So right off the bat, you sign up as a coach, I don't know, Friday, and the minute you sign up, you start making 25% commission on anything any customers purchase through your website. So like I said, you get free websites, and you just can send people the links and they can purchase through there and you get 25%. So to kind of put that into perspective, a bag of Shakeology is a $32 commission about. If you were to sell just the Insanity program, it's about $30 as well. If you were to sell a challenge pack, those range. You actually can make 25% plus. So between $40 and $100 for each challenge pack. And typically what happens is people will auto-enroll in Shakeology and, you know, they'll get really great results the first couple months and then they'll keep ordering, and every time they order, you don't just get commissions off of their first order, you get them off of all orders. So that's called residual income. So you put the work up front, you put the work in up front with those people, and you know, down the line when, you know, I don't require any assistance from my coach really anymore. I'm not, you know, maybe occasionally I'll ask her a couple questions, but I'm not requiring as much work as I did in the beginning. So now she just, you know, makes that residual income off of me. And So that's just the basics. That's just commission. That has nothing to do with these things called team cycle bonuses, which again, I'm just gonna touch on because it can, it's not really confusing, but it'll take a lot more time than a couple of minutes to explain to you. But essentially, about 4 or 5 months into the business, if you've started building your team, you have a couple of customers, you have a couple of coaches, and you are helping your team get success. Now, the cool part about joining my team and Team Fearlessly Free is we have some systems in place so that it's super easy for you to sign up new people and for you to bring new challengers in. If you don't have to know everything or start your own challenge group or have your own team, you just get to jump right into ours. So if you're worried about that, don't be worried about that. We got you covered. But once you're helping people get success and once your coaches, a couple of coaches and a couple of customers are getting success, you're gonna get what's called team cycle bonuses. So they start super small. They're $14 and each, but as it grows, for me right now, mine is consistently $300 a week, right about. I can almost guarantee you every week I will have $300 in team cycle bonuses. And as it grows, you can grow all the way up to $12,000 a week. Like that's big picture. I'm talking big picture, and that's a lot of money, you guys. That's a lot of money. And that's because what happens when you build a business like this is it's a ripple effect. So you help your people, and your people become their own team, and they take ownership, and they create their own teams, and then their own teams create their own teams, and it's this ripple effect versus a pyramid scheme. I think that's kind of where it comes from because it ripples out, but I like to call it a ripple effect. So it ripple effects, and so you don't have to, it's all about duplication and helping people create their own success and help others create success. So when people create success, that is seriously contagious and it ripples. And so you can make up to $12,000 a week in just team cycle bonuses and not including commissions. And like I said, start small at $14 a week. I remember when I got my first $14 team cycle bonus, I was so excited. And I'm so excited to see where our team grows, where my income grows, and you know, our team's income, everybody's income grows. And it's just really, really cool. So I will say the hardest part about this business is the beginning, when, you know, people don't, you know, for me, I was really overweight. Like, who was gonna trust me? But I was consistent, and I was showing people who I was, and I was showing people what I was doing. And over time, I put in a lot of work at the beginning, and I'm still putting in a lot of work, but it's good work, and it feels good to help people. I really can't even explain like how cool it is to help people and make money off helping people. Like, it's just the coolest thing. And I've never experienced that before. You know, if you've worked in corporate America or whatever, like, it's different. Okay, so the product at the company I work for helps people with sleep apnea. And it's great. But I don't get to talk to that end person, and I don't get to directly help that end patient or that end challenger or the end customer and see, you know, the amazing results and talk to them and be a part of their journey. And I seriously take it as a huge honor to be part of somebody else's journey. It is just the most amazing thing. So I think that's all I have. Man, I hope I didn't talk too fast. Squeeze through that really quick. So does anyone have any questions about compensation plan, pyramid scheme, coaches, coaching, anything like that? Brittany, I'm so excited. So Brittany, if you guys can see Brittany commenting, she is a top coach on our team and she is rocking it. She just had a baby and she is working through her maternity leave, and hopefully she will not, I don't know what her plan is, but hopefully we can get her to be a work from home mom soon. So she's super awesome. If you don't follow her, go follow her. I feel like I should have some music in the background. I'm also living in a jungle. One one more thing I forgot to tell you about, the 3 types of coaches. And there's not anything like you don't have to click through, like when you sign up as a coach, you don't have to decide if you're what type of coach you are. But generally speaking, I like to know what your goals are, and we can kind of put you into a category of coach so I can help you, or we can help you best reach your goals. So there's a discount coach, which means, like I said before, you just signed up as a coach because you're getting Shakeology or you're on a program, and you're saving money. So discount coach, you don't sell anything, you don't want to sell anything, and that's totally fine. It's like it should be called more of like a preferred customer, which is great because we all love saving money. Number 2 is a hobby coach, which is certainly where I started. And that is somebody who, just kind of dabbles in it and isn't, sharing their story just because they were sharing on social media. And, maybe makes a couple sales in here and there, makes a little commission, gets their Shakeology paid for by their commissions, and just not looking to make a full-time income at that time. That's totally okay. I transitioned from a hobby coach into a business builder coach. And that is somebody who wants to make this their full-time income or their secondary stream of income, and has big goals for a big team. And that is certainly where our team is right now. We are building an awesome team. But wherever you are along that spectrum, that is where I will help you start with. And if you want to run, let's run. If you want to walk, let's walk. Wherever you are at your journey, I am totally here to support you and help you figure out, how to reach those goals. And if you are on this call or you're watching this video and you aren't interested in being a coach, but you are interested in being a challenger, we are always here. So I just always want to make that very apparent, because I think sometimes people jump on these calls just to see what I'm talking about and aren't interested in, sorry, my dog, I saw my dog in the background, aren't interested in coaching necessarily, but the invite is always open for you to join us as a challenger, to get healthier, to reach your goals, whatever they may be. Or if you want to be a coach and you have more questions, I am always available. Just send me a message. On Facebook is typically the easiest way, but I'm also on Instagram and YouTube, and you can email me. So I'm always available, always got my phone with me. So anyways, I think, Jesse, I will message you right after this, and we will get you joined in and plugged into our challenge group. I'm just hanging out here, waiting for any questions. I don't want to jump off as someone's like typing. You guys, straws are the best thing invented. I hate drinking water, and when I have a straw, suck down those 100 ounces real quick. So if you're having trouble drinking your water, get a cup with a straw. Tell Rob I said hello to him. We're so excited to be closer to you guys. I know most of the people on this call are from Minnesota, and I'm so excited to be so close to everybody. And if you're not aware, I am an Insanity Live instructor, and I will be touring the Minnesota state area and kicking everybody's butt with some Insanity Live coming this summer. So if you want to set up a class or come to one, let me know. Do you want to say hi to my dog? She might be real mad. Come here. You guys, she has the cutest shirt on. Look at this. And now she's growling at me. I know. Okay, shh. She's such a drama queen. It even has a little tiny hood. I'm ridiculous. I happened to turn into that dog person. Alrighty, well, I am gonna not waste anyone else's time tonight. I hope you found this informative. If you have any other questions, like I said, please feel free to message me. And yeah, I'm always available, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful Sunday night. Get your meal prepping in if you haven't, and have a wonderful week. Bye.